Hello, good morning, everyone. I'm here today with my friend Devarati, Angela Sammon. Devarati is an old friend of mine who I met when I was with the Ashaya monks. I'm excited to share her with all of you. She brings so much wisdom, peace, and stillness wherever you find her. I'm excited for the topics that she's going to share. She has a personal message for us at this time, and then she also has some tools to offer us to work with to help us, through what we're going through. Angela Devarati Sammon, she has been with the Ashayas since 1998. So it's over 22 years now that she's been working at consciousness, helping and sharing her gifts with the world, and ever expanding herself. So hello, welcome, Devarati. Nice to see you.
It's great to be here.
Yeah.
Thank you for this opportunity to share and to assist people experience more peace.
Mm-hmm. I was just saying before we came on camera how excited I was and how much joy I was feeling to connect with you. So again, I'm just overjoyed that we're sitting here right now.
Yeah, it's great. It's great to see you again.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so great. Yeah. And what I wanted to share with people, as some of you may have heard this before, is what you focus on grows. So by putting your attention on what's wrong in the world, putting your attention on fear, that'll create more fear. And the body doesn't do well with fear. And so, what tools can you use to help you change your focus? And one of the tools is meditation. Is finding some kind of meditation that will help you be more at peace. One of the ones I teach is the Ashaya's Ascension, but I also do a guided meditation at the local library here, and it's just teaching people to experience more space within them.
Mm-hmm.
You can always stop and check in with your body. One of the tools I like to share with people is, put your hands on your thighs with your feet on the floor, and just check in, and just ask your body to receive your hands. And then invite your body, again, to receive your hands, and invite your hands to receive your body. And just notice. You may be more present with that. Just being here now. And whatever your attention have wandered on, whatever fear, just come back to now.
Mm-hmm.
And come back to now. And come back to now. Whether it's closing your eyes and meditating, whether it's making choices to praise instead of to criticize or to follow the fear. Praise is an amazing tool. We can always find something to praise. If you do it right now, just check the difference. It's like criticize a couple things right now. And notice what that feels like. You may notice the body tenses. You may notice constriction.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And now find a couple things to praise. And it could be very superficial, you think, but it's amazing. Just praising anything can change an energy. So just try that right now. And I can feel it. it's like there's an expansion that happens. There's more space that happens. And the more you can experience that space in that, the more the body gets to rest and the body gets to heal. The more you bring that peace out in the world. Praise is very simple. You can, one of the exercises I give people in my courses is, okay, for the next 2 days, praise people you know. For the next 2 days after that, praise people you don't know. And maybe not be out and about, but it's like, okay, praising maybe the cashier, or praising whoever does come into your life. And then for the next 2 days is praise people that you have a bit of pricklies with, and see what happens to the pricklies. So you can just call them on the phone and praise them, and just notice what that feels like. Because what you focus on grows. So if you're focusing on praise, you create more praise in your life. When you focus on criticizing and fear, you create more of that in your life. And the sad thing about it is, when we're focusing on criticizing and fear, that gets solidified in our body. And our body doesn't do well with that. So what can you do to help your body expand more? To experience more peace? So one tool is praise. Sorry about that.
That's okay. And the last interview I put up, I was telling the person, I don't strive for perfection on these things either. If there was a dog barking, it's like, oh well, there's a dog barking. Just enjoy that.
Cool. I usually have my phone off, but I guess it must have been on for something.
And I think what you're offering is such a practical tool for us, and it's something that I've really capitalized on my life, and from being with the Ashayas, we know that praise is an entry into deeper things. So I do that a lot, and I agree wholeheartedly. Finding things to praise, it changes up the energy greatly.
Yeah, and it's something you can play with your family members. It's like one of the exercises I've done is whoever's in the room is you pair them up and say, one of them is going to be the giver of praise, and one of them is going to be the receiver, right? So the one giving praise, just whatever's coming out to praise, and the one receiving says nothing, even though they want to say something.
Yeah.
If you could open your arms up to receive it, all the better, and just to receive that praise, right? And then when they're done, you say thank you. And you may notice that you kind of want to resist some of that praise. Just notice, don't buy into it, right? And then the next person who's received, now it's their turn to give the praise. And just notice what's happening with that. You may notice an expansion. You may notice more peace in the room. People are happier. So it's something that the families can play together and do that.
Yeah, so this could be an isolation game.
Yeah, I just thought of that. yeah, it's one of the games you can play.
That's right. And I noticed that, when you did that, just put your hands on your legs, connect to your body. It's an instant grounding tool. So again, I think it's a valuable technique. In one of my friends who's a psychologist, she talks about, when you're in a state where fear or anxiety is overwhelming, touching your face. This is my hands touching my face. Touching your chest. This is my hands touching my chest, and you can kind of go through the body, and I think it's called psychosomatics. Probably terribly wrong on that, but
I'm not sure.
But yeah, it's a very valuable grounding technique to pull us back into our body.
And one of the ones I learned from Dr. Dane here, who's the co-founder of Access Consciousness, he says when you sit, is be aware of 5 points that your body is touching. Whether it's your feet on the floor, whether it's your sitting bones or whatever. And I noticed that's a fast ground too, like a fast in your body present. So if you don't have any other tools, that could be one that you can use too to kind of help you. All right, where's my body? What am I touching? And it's just like you're right there. Another thing you can do with, once you put your hands on your thighs, ask your hands to receive your body and your body to receive your hands, it's a way to start to communicate with your body. Your body's only way to communicate is through tension, pain, uncomfortableness. It's telling you something's up.
Mm-hmm.
And for a long time, like I went through life was I got to fix it, I got to change it, what's wrong? Like it's kind of judging the fact that I'm having that experience. And now it's like, okay, but hey body, what are you trying to tell me? You know, what awareness are you having that I'm not paying attention to? And it's a good way to start to communicate with your body.
Absolutely. And this is something that I will say often, is that our emotions and our feelings, it's not who we are, rather it's just information. And instead of going into the feeling per se of the emotion or whatever's coming up, just to stand back, put some space between you and that emotion, and look at it like it's telling you something. It's a gift for you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, all of it's gifts, you know, and with the body, it's like as you start to communicate, you can ask, you know, hey body, what do you want to wear today? Hey body, what do you want to eat today?
Mm-hmm.
Hey body, how do you want to move today? You know, so it's just starting to bring your body along on your journey in consciousness.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and that's been a great gift for me to start to bring my body along on the journey in consciousness.
Yeah.
You know, it's not all about peace and stillness, and that's amazing, but it's like, you know, your body's here too.
Mm-hmm. Now, a question that just sort of popped in my mind, what do you think the importance of bringing consciousness into our lives is? Like, why is it important to become more conscious?
Well, a couple things is like we are conscious beings living in a body. You know, we come here on this planet to play here. So it's a bigger gift to you if you could be conscious about it. You know, as you become conscious, for me, consciousness is kind of moving beyond the mind. It's not listening to all the doubts and the have-tos and the shoulds and the can'ts. It's to start to notice that stillness, that space, to play in that space, to play in that possibility. So the mind's not telling you that you're not good enough. You start to experience that you're more. You know, it's okay to use the mind, you know, and to do projects, but not allow the mind to have mastery over you. And so when you're bringing that consciousness in, you have a bigger playing field. You have more possibilities that can show up. Mm-hmm. You realize that, you know, you could be, you know, you could be more creative.
Yeah.
You know, you can listen to your intuition more.
Mm-hmm.
You be more at peace. So for me, the biggest thing is teaching people to go beyond the mind, to experience more of that peace, to play in that field.
Mm-hmm.
And it's amazing how it works. Like, you know, I sit at a desk. Like, my first career hat was a chartered accountant, a CPA now they're calling it. Mm-hmm. And you know, and I still do that. I still do accounting. I still read tax stuff, but I read it more from a peaceful place. And the kind of the red flags show up. The intuition shows up. Oh, I gotta go look at this, or I gotta look at this, or I make this phone call. So the more conscious you are, the more you hear. It's like you're bringing more into your day-to-day. Mm-hmm. And then not what the mind's telling you, you know, whatever the mind's telling you, because the mind can only tell you what it's experienced in the past. And so by being consciousness, you're able to play more in a bigger field.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I find by resting in that, in a deeper space within ourselves, we sort of escape the narrowness of the mind, because the mind, you know, can only, like you say, perceive. It can only take in so much. It takes in just such a sliver of what's happening right now. Whereas, you know, this moment now is expanding backwards and forwards to eternity and back. And the consciousness within us, you know, can connect to that, but it's sort of out of context for the mind. It's too big a context for the mind to grasp.
And for some people that first start to meditate, you know, the mind is there, like it's like in your face. Like, what do you mean I'm more than this mind? Like that's been your kind of comfort zone. That's kind of what you've been carrying with you for a long time. And as you meditate and allow more space, it's like that little thing of the mind starts to distance, and you start to see that you are more.
Mm-hmm.
But it just starts with wherever you're at, is closing your eyes and watching and meditating, and allow that space to be there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and it's when our identity is wrapped up in the thoughts and in our mind, you know, it can be tricky to put space between you and the mind, because if you've always thought, I am the mind, how do you put space between yourself? But just that subtle recognition that I'm not the mind, and to just pull back and look at what's happening in the mind is just like a movie. You know? Yeah, and that's one of the exercises I do, is teaching people to watch the mind, you know, and for some people it could be just allowing what is, and for some people it's like taking a step back and watching the movie, like you said. It's learning to watch that movie, and as you do that, you start to kind of like, oh, if I can watch that movie, how can I be that movie? Mm-hmm.
You know, like that distance between you and what the mind's playing with is like, oh, okay, I don't have to listen to the mind.
Mm-hmm.
There's more I can do with.
And one of the analogies I use, if we go watch an underwater movie, when the movie's over, the screen's not wet, you know, or in a horror movie, the screen's not afraid. And so our mind is just the screen, and we don't have to be affected by what's happening in it. So.
Yeah, so I offer is what can you do in your life to start to distance from the dance of the mind, you know, and to not buy into it, and to be gentle with yourself when you notice that you have been playing with something, that you grabbed onto a fear thought. It's like not about beating yourself up for the fact that you grabbed onto this fear thought. Mm-hmm. It's like, okay, where can my focus go now? You know, maybe it's focus to praise or gratitude. Mm-hmm. You know, so how can you change your focus now? Or could we just come back to now? Mm-hmm. Or allow now? If we're not doing battle with the mind, it'll quiet down. So if you just allow with whatever it's playing with, it'll start to settle down.
That's right.
Yeah.
Because it takes two to have an argument, and you're only one person.
Yeah, it sure does. So amazing. You know, for a long time, we're doing battle with our mind.
Yeah. Yeah.
If you just allow it just kind of it settles down.
That's right.
Yeah. We're funny beings that way. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Now, you said that you have a tool like the Thymus meditation that you wanted to...
Yeah, it's a Thymus exercise that's from Access Consciousness. It's, you know, studies were shown that like around puberty, our thymus shut down. And so to reactivate it will help your body with its immune system, and then you start to be aware of more space too. The Thymus exercise activation is so okay, right now, if you do it with me.
Okay.
All right, so bring your attention to your right foot and pull universal energy up from your right foot, and it crosses at your thymus. Your thymus is between your heart and your throat, and goes out to your left hand. Now bring your attention to your left foot and pull universal energy up your left foot, up your body, crossing at the thymus and out your right hand. So both of these energies are running. Now bringing your attention down below your feet, pull in universal energy up your body to the center of your body and out the top of your head. So now you have 3 energy pools running. Now bring your attention to your right hand. And so you're pulling the universal energy down your right hand, crossing the thymus, and out your left foot. Now bring your attention to your left hand. So you're pulling universal energy down your left hand, crossing the thymus, and out your right foot. So now you have 6 energies running. And just be with those energies. You just say, thymus energy run, thymus energy run, thymus energy run. Whatever doesn't allow this to run, I destroy and uncreate it. Right, wrong, good, bad, POC, shorts, boys, and beyonds. And just being with that energy will start to activate your thymus. Also being with those energy pools will give you more energy. I find it a great tool when I'm driving long distances to use it. It just really energizes me. You know, or if I'm coming to a meeting and I just feel like, oh, I'm tired now. And I just do that exercise and it energizes me. And if it's something you can do daily, it will strengthen your thymus and it'll strengthen your energy in your body. So what was that like for you?
Oh, it was nice. I closed my eyes. I know we could do this with our eyes open or closed, but when I closed my eyes and I just, each time you brought in a different visualization of that energy pulling in through the body, it just, after a while, it felt like just all this energy, like, ooh. It was nice. It was really nice.
Yeah. So it's a great tool, and it's a great tool to use too if you're noticing you're focusing on a fear or pain or what's going to happen in the world. Do that. It's a great gift for you and the world.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yesterday, I interviewed a friend of mine who's a psychologist, and she did this IMTT therapy, and it's visualizing colors, and these colors like leaving your body and stuff. And so every day I'm doing different meditations with different people, and it's been really fun. It's stuff for me to play with here.
Cool. Yeah, and for the people that are listening, is like see which one you're drawn to, and if you can do that consistently, that's what will help you. Yeah, whether it's the colors, whether it's thymus, whether it's praise, or just finding a way to kind of allow. Whether it's the Ashiya's Ascension, there's teachers that are in your area, in the London area. If you're drawn to that, it's an amazing tool to help you experience more peace. It's a tool to use eyes open and eyes closed.
I can post a link to the Bright Path when I put this up, so people can have that access to look into the Ashiyas. Yeah.
And if you're interested in joining my library group right now, we're doing it on Zoom. So on Wednesday evenings at 6:30. So if it's something that people are interested, like just Facebook message me.
Sure.
So something to kind of give you a taste of that space. Yeah.
Now, would you be able to send me a link? Is it the same link every time, or it's kind of a unique link every time you do a Zoom session?
Right now, it's going to be different. I just set up a Zoom account, so I'll send you something that will be consistent with it.
Sure, I'll share that on my Facebook as well, and okay. I would love to join in for the session.
Cool.
With you.
Yeah, I usually check in to see how they're doing with their home play, and give them a tool to play with, whether it's praise or one of the access tools, and then I do a guided meditation.
Yeah. That's wonderful.
Cool.
Do you have any parting thoughts or words you would like to leave us with?
Be gentle with yourself. learn something that'll help you be here now. Be here now. And be here now. Choose praise over criticism. Be kind to yourself. Nurture yourself during this time of upheaval in the world. Because you're worth
it. Yeah.
You are all worth it.
Mm-hmm.
You're all infinite, beautiful beings. So it's time to be kind.
Mm-hmm.
Time to be gentle. Time to be here now.
And thank you so much for your message today. I really can connect with it so deeply. I have an organization called You Matter, and it's something I tell people all the time, how special they are, and everybody matters.
Yeah, we all matter.
Mm-hmm.
We're all playing our part on this planet.
Yeah.
The more you just be you, the better off this planet will be.
Yeah, you got that right. Well, thanks again, Devarati, for coming on and joining us today. It's such a pleasure to share this moment with you. For everybody listening, play around with the things that she's talked about. You'll have your own experience with it. Share your experience with me on my Facebook. I'd love to hear what your thoughts are. I just want to let everybody know on April 5th, we're hosting an hour of hope and healing, and there'll be a link on my Facebook wall if you want to join us in that event. Our idea is to bring as many conscious people together, and we will pray, chant, sing, clap, whatever you feel makes you feel hopeful and is healing for you. I'll be giving a short little talk in that as well. Hope everybody's having a wonderful day. And just like Devarati said, you matter, you're important, and you're needed. Much love to you. Bye-bye.